Hell no. He is not even the best Clemson quarterback. Did Deshaun Watson not go to Clemson, Skip? Did he forget Deshaun Watson won a Heisman Trophy, put up almost 1,000 yards against St. Nick's defense?
He did.
I can see if it's his junior year, Skip, he's got 2 or 3 of these national championships, he's got a Heisman Trophy, then I might look at it and say, Urban, you know what? You were on to something. Okay, yeah, he is. But Cam Newton, did he forget what Cam Newton did, Skip? 30 passing touchdowns, 20 rushing touchdowns, won a Heisman, undefeated.
And he also won a championship at Blinn Junior College, so that counts also to me.
Did Vince Young not play, Skip? Did we forget Vince Young might have had the greatest performance in the championship game in history?
And that was a one-year wonder thing that he just carried them to the championship.
But he was 30-2. The year before in the Rose Bowl, remember what he did in Michigan?
I do.
That was his coming out because I didn't really know who Vince Young was.
Yep.
And then he beat a loaded USC team. Matt Leinart, Reggie Bush, Lindell White was on the offense.
Loaded.
Brian Cushing, Clay Matthews Jr., and Ray Maliuga. 2 of those guys went in the first round. Maliuga was in the second round. 2 of those guys were first-round picks. 1 of those guys went in the second round. And Vince Young toppled that team.
Yep.
Look, Skip, the kid, he didn't start the entire season because the guy ended up transferring. But he came in and he had an unbelievable season. Skip, I'm not trying to diminish the guy, but to say the guy is already the greatest college quarterback, hell, the guy he coached down in Florida.
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
I mean, what am I missing?
I wish that Urban had had a little more opportunity to go a little deeper into this and explain what is his criteria, what's his definition of greatest college quarterback ever, because clearly Trevor Lawrence is off to the greatest start ever because how can you beat what he just, as a true freshman, now he didn't start until September 29th.
Right.
But once he got into the lineup and played the last, 11 starts. So he started 11 games. And as a true freshman, he was the star of the national championship game.
Yes.
Okay, so he's off to the races.
Yes.
Okay, what if he wins 2 more national championships? It's possible.
Okay.
And what if he wins the next 2 Heismans? Okay. Well, then I think we'd say game over, right?
No, Skip. If he does that, he's the greatest college player ever. Forget quarterback. Player ever.
So he's on that arc already.
Yes.
And again, I don't know if Urban was projecting him into pro football because the greatest projection I ever saw in college football was the quarterback you played with, John Elway.
Yeah.
When I watched him at Stanford, I said, that's it. But he was prototype.
Right.
What was John, 6'4"-ish?
Yeah, about 6'3.5", 6'4".
6'4", and 225-ish, right?
Yeah.
So Trevor Lawrence is 6'5", 220. So he projects big-time first overall pick in the NFL draft.
Yes.
So are we doing projection on college to pro?
Right.
Because you might be onto something.
Right.
Trevor Lawrence might just be the next it guy, and because we've just gone through Little Baker and Little Kyler, and they weren't prototype, right?
6'5".
But like Tom Brady is 6'4", so you know he was.
But if you just talk about one season, Skip, it's hard to say. But look at Cam's season. Tim Tebow had an unbelievable college career. Vince Young had an unbelievable. He only started.
By the way, our other guy, Matt Leinart, we got to throw him in the mix because remember, his team won 2 national championships. One was by vote, but one was in the game. And then he played
for a third.
Yeah. They played for a third and lost to the all-time greatest championship game performance in Vince Young.
Right.
Okay. And Matt also won a Heisman, obviously.
Now, if he goes out and you know, like you said, he wins a couple of these things, but right now, I'm not putting him ahead of Deshaun. Did they not see what Deshaun did in championship games, Skip? Did they? I'm talking about back-to-back.
So are we talking about achievement or potential?
Right. I'm with you, Skip. I wish they would have followed up. Urban, are you saying he's the best college quarterback ever now?
We're talking about just your eye test?
Right.
If it's eye test, you might be onto something.
I mean, you can't make that. I mean, after one, who thought Michael Jordan, after the shot, well, he's going to be the greatest college player, basketball player ever?
Remember, he stayed for 2 more years.
Yes, and he never got. So what happened? So what happens, Skip, if he doesn't get back to the national championship game? Is he still the greatest college quarterback ever?
No, I don't think so.
No.
But I don't know what are your criteria? Are you projecting him to be a great pro quarterback?
Right.
Because when I watched John Elway at Stanford, I was like, whoa, this is the next guy. But guess what his college teams win? He started 3 years. They go 6-5, 4-7, 5-6.
And he was the number one. He was the highest rated player ever graded by
ever graded, and could have played professional baseball for the New York Yankees.
Yeah. Did Peyton Manning play college? I just need to know. Or did he go straight from high school?
Okay. He struggled. He didn't have achievements because he couldn't beat Florida.
He didn't.
Right?
He didn't win a national championship.
Yeah.
But it's hard to say he wasn't a great college quarterback.
Yeah. Okay. No, he was obviously great. Are we doing achievements?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I just, like right now, I still got Deshaun Watson ranked ahead of him because Deshaun Watson has a championship and he played for another. He was, a couple of minutes away from being a two-time national champion. Mm-hmm. But what he did in that game, Trevor Lawrence was unbelievable. And that's not to take anything away. In the playoff games, he averaged almost 340 yards passing and had 6 touchdowns with no picks.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Watson, next to Vince Young, that was the greatest championship game performance I had ever seen. And I go back watching a lot of them.
You know
All
what?
eyes are going to be on him.
Given the degree of difficulty against Nick Saban's defenses twice in a row, you cannot top what Deshaun did. I know he lost the first one, but he won the second one.
Yeah.
Thanks to little Hunter Renfrow.
How about that guy?
How about him?
I love his storyline. It's been fun to see as well. There's some good potential there.
They took him in, the third round with the Raiders? Third or fourth?
Was it 3 or 4? I don't know where he went, but I'm just loving him on Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
He is going to contribute
He's been fun to see.
Tonight,
Clemson,
more Hard
Georgia
Knocks.
Tech. Yeah, we'll get to see them. They open Thursday. We'll get to see Trevor Lawrence back in action. And hey,
oh,
I'm glad Urban's on our team this year. We're going to hear some good stuff from him throughout the college football season. Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.